Yo, what up? What up? How's everybody? We're about to get started right now. It's Friday night. It's time to catch up with you guys. All right, so let's see. What up? All right, gotta make sure my sound levels are a bit louder. I was lowering the volume right there for a little bit. I gotta be honest with you guys. It's cold in here, man. It's so cold. I got a little heater though, right behind me. Borrowing my wife's heater, so she don't know. I need to buy one for sure. I need to buy a little heater, and that way it's like the shop heater, and that will be good. Yesterday, did the podcast, well, the AMC livecast. That was a lot of fun. Shout outs to everybody that tuned in. Such a fun time. And it was early in the day, 5 p.m. Pacific, got done by 7. Then after that, it was like, all right, I got to chill with the fam. And then once they were all asleep, I had all this free time. And I was like, man, what do I do? Normally I stay up late, going live and stuff. But, dude, it was like cold like crazy yesterday. So there was just no way that I was going to be in here yesterday. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a break. I'm not going to work on anything. I'm just going to sit this one out. But today, Friday, I was like, all right, I'm not going to let that happen. We're going to have to fight this. I got to get a little heater in here. In the meantime, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's going right now. It's running. And I'll have it on for a bit, then I'll turn it off, and then I'll probably turn it back on again as I go. But just wanted to catch up, say what's up, show you guys kind of some things that I was working on, and just see what else I'll get into. Let's see. Let me say what's up. Andres, Lane Low Hobbies. What's up, man? How you doing? I'm right here, just getting it started right now, man. Thank you for tuning in. So wanted to give a shout out to the homie Vision 124 because he hooked me up with this acrylic sign right here that you see there, and it lights up. It changes colors as well once you press like the setting. And, he had given me this last time when he came out to California. I remember I believe it was the SoCal Open, I want to say. And he was like, hey, man, I brought you something. I have a gift for you. And I was like, what? Like, what the hell? And he came through, man. I mean, George always, does things like this, like special, meaningful things. Not so long ago at Acme, he did a replica for Shane of Shane's 1-to-1 scale truck. So that was really thoughtful of him. He does things like that, and he blessed me with that little sign right there. So I used to display it back then in some of my my the benches that I've had in the past, prior to moving. And finally I just kind of put it away because we're gonna get ready to move again and everything. And I was like, you know what, I don't know when I'll bust it out. And time passed, and now that I'm here, I'm like, I was like opening cabinets and pulling out boxes, and I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, dude. So I pulled it out. I'm like, I got to display it. It's going to be in here now, and I'll probably play with it, changing colors as we go with that there. But definitely thank you. Thank you to George for hooking that up right there. What's up, Paint Maverick? Thank you for joining. Just getting started, right now. And also an update on the, let me show you the Corvair. Let's start with that. So let me get it closer for you guys here. Hey, what's up, Armando? What up? All right. I'm bringing out the Corvair. Let's see. Let me do some side views right here. Probably be better, somewhat of a better angle right there. And let me turn on the turntable right up here on this side. Man, this thing's dusty. I gotta clean it. Let's see there. Let me get the brush. Let's see if I could clean some of this debris out from the dust that stacks up in here in the garage, So let's see here. So regarding the car, I went ahead and finally added the pinstripe lines that you see. Let me see. Let me get a little. I don't know if this will work. Maybe this is not the greatest idea, but I'm all busting out like a file. I don't want to scratch it. Let's see here. So right here, you'll see a pinstripe line just going all the way along right there. Another one down here at the bottom. Finally, it was applied. You know, I tried freehanding this, you know, trying doing it with my hand, and man, it was all crooked, squiggly, like it was just not working for me, you know. And I've had people ask me, "Oh, how'd you do it? How'd you do it?" You know, and you know, the way I did it was I ended up busting out with FBS tape, the red one, laid out my line, you know, and then I just went ahead and I paletted the paint. So I used pink and I added some white. Shout out to Mercado for giving me that tip right there. I started kind of just mixing the paint to get it to a tone that I'd like. Then I got a small signature like Mac brush, and I started just paletting it. And I'm using, and this is all House of Color paint. They're enamel urethane, and I just started, you know, like paletting on paper. I actually started messing around in my paint booth, pinstriping it, just like pulling lines on it just to see how they would pull and everything. And then finally I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go for it. What am I doing? I'm just like wasting all this time and everything. What am I scared of? So I just went for it. And finally, like once I did a line, I would just pull off the tape. Did the bottom, pull off the tape, did the other side, pull off the tape, and we were done. So there's still some more work that's gonna be done to the car. And as far as the wheels too, right now at the moment, we're rocking it with the Supremes right here from Lowrider Model Car Parts. And, you know, as we go, everything's going to start to come together little by little. Yo, Slowly Models, what's up, man? How you doing? And, you know, as far as, you know, the headlights, tail lights, all that stuff, I pretty much already have it selected as to what I want for it. And once I add some final things to the car, then that's when I'm going to go ahead and clear coat it one last time, seal everything up, and it's going to be a done deal for that. And the rest is pretty much just going to be assembly at that point. And also, you know, finish up the interior as well, do the assembly on that, and this car will be done. And I'll start bringing this car out to some of the local shows out here. And also, you know, if everything looks good as far as planning to go to Atlanta, this will be another model that I'll be bringing out there to Atlanta as well. Let me give you guys maybe a little better close-up right here. All right, let me see right there. You guys can see that right there. So let me know, guys, what you guys think about the camera angles. You know, obviously I got these two sides that I'm showcasing right now. I'll do a top view in a bit. And I mean, I still got room to do one more camera if I needed to. You know, I was kind of thinking if I did do another cam, it'd probably be like maybe over my shoulder, maybe, you know, like my point of view going down, maybe like right here somewhere, pointing down that way. But hopefully it doesn't get in my way, you know. I don't know. I got to figure that one out right there. But yeah, this car's been exciting. I've been having a lot of fun with it, you know, as I've been kind of playing around with it, messing with it. Man, I wish I had the skills to pinstripe really small, to pinstripe like outside of the flames. I mean, they're ghost flames, but if there were actual flames you could really see a lot, that'd be crazy to be able to outline all that right there. That'd be pretty cool. But, you know, we're going to keep at it and learning as we go. Let's see. What's up, Leon? Model car 1589. What's up, man? Yeah. I'm just chilling right here. Wanted to catch up with you guys. You know, I had a lot of fun on the stream that I did yesterday. Here, let me put this right here. Bam, right there. Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that. And, you know, after I was like, all right, I'm going to jump on live here and work on stuff. And it didn't happen, man. It just did not happen whatsoever. I was like, man, I gotta chill, you know? And I'm gonna pull something out right now. Hang on. All right, let's see what we got right here. I'm gonna move this over here, and I'm gonna pull this out right here. The 62 Bel Air box. So the reason why I'm pulling this out is because, when I was messing with the Corvair, I pulled out more parts and I was like, let me see hopefully this doesn't fall because it's all loose. I started looking at the engine, right? I was like, man, I haven't even built the engine. What's going on? So I started like messing with all those parts or whatever. And then, it comes with custom parts. So with the model, I ended up pulling out the parts and I was like, wait a minute, what's going on right here? What do we got, And what I ended up coming across is, it comes with an extra top. Let me see here. Take this off all this tape. All right, let's open this up right here. Here we go. Here it is. You get another Sprint vent top is what they label it as. This piece right here. Right there. See how close I can get. Even better. Look at that. Look at that zoom in. That goes right there. Right? Pretty much you attach it onto it. It just pretty much is going to give you like another little vent. Like if this car is like a race car or whatever, The Street Sprint. And, a lot of the times these parts, I don't use them. Not that I don't like just throw them in the trash, but I just don't use them. They end up in the box. And, I started digging through some of these parts and, you get all these like little chrome parts right there that they might come in handy in the future, cutting them up, shaping them up. And, you could do a bunch of stuff with a lot of these parts. There's a lot of chrome parts too that could come in handy later. So I ended up taking that piece off. I was like, let me take that off because I'm going to end up using it. Let's see here. So what ended up happening is I ended up pulling out my 62 Bel Air box because I have a couple bodies in here. And I ended up applying that roof to this. And the reason why I did it to this body, is because when I started playing with this, the first time I had this idea to play with this car, I ended up using this front part from a different car right here. Just the front part, because I liked how this part is more like in a reverse right here. Because like, let's just say for this Bel Air or even, in an Impala or whatever, it's always in that direction, right? So I was like thinking, all right, well, what if, we do it from a different car and it's in reverse or whatever. So that was kind of the inspiration for that. So then I said, all right, well, we'll cut that in half and we'll use this whole bottom back piece from a different car, right? Which you could see the incisions right there that were made. And, I felt like, all right, cool, it fit or whatever, right? But the mistake was the roof. Now, when I attached it, the roof was too small. And I don't know, just the way I leveled it was not right. So I'm over here trying to fill it in with tons of glue. It was just like a mess of glue. And I realized, oh man, I messed this one up, there's no coming back from it no more. Like, I'm just going to leave it like that. And I kind of just let that project kind of just take its course and not even work on it. So then I decided, you know what? Why waste time? Let's just work on another one. So then that's when I grabbed this one. And it was the same thing. I was like, all right, I'm going to end up cutting off the original roof, but I'm going to cut it from down here, right? So we cut all that, and then we took the bubble top off. So then I ended up putting this one on, this top right here, which pretty much, it looks just like a 62, like Impala, but it's the Bel Air. And then in the bottom, you could see the incisions that were made right there that I still need to clean up. It's a mess still, but a lot of this, you don't see it, But later that stuff will be cleaned up. There's tons of CA glue in there. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm going somewhere with this. I started, you know, working with the doors and starting to build some of the, like, well, the door jambs in the doors, but not in here yet. You know, I still needed to work all this. I started doing the door jambs from like the inside or whatever. Right, there we go. So now that, you know, the Corvair with this other roof, I was like, oh, you know what? This looks a bit more promising. Let me go ahead and saw off that piece that I don't want. So I cut it out. I ended up clipping all this. It was just tons of glue. So then I grabbed this piece and I ended up cutting it in half. And just to show like how wide I needed to go. It's not a perfect cut either. You look how crooked that is. I pretty much was just so excited and I just started cutting it, you know, done. And I just like, right now it's just glued right here. That's all it is. It's just glued right here. Right here, it's not even attached. It's just loose right there. I didn't want to glue that yet. Look at that. It's not even glued at all. What up, OmniWorks? How you doing, man? And so the way I want to reinforce it is I want to get a piece of styrene and layer it, put it right here. Once this is more, you know, like solid or whatever, then I'll apply some more glue. And then this way I could sand this. And then once this step is complete, then this is the next step, is reinforcing this down. Once everything's reinforced, then I'm gonna start to apply putty. But the putty that I'm thinking about using is gonna be the one from Mr. Hobby. Let me grab the box of that right now. Here we go. So it's a Epoxy Putty. This is what I want to use. So I did use this for the seats of the Corvair, and I really like the way it shaped out, the way it dried, you know, giving it time. And I feel like that's what I need. I need to be able to apply this in certain areas and, you know, smoothing it out a little bit as I go. And, you know, just to try to get a better shape, right? Filling in all this. I'll have an opportunity to fill in any dips and stuff like that. And just really even apply a little bit right here, you know, in different areas that I need to fill in spots. So this way, once it's dry, like hard and dry, I could start to go in there with my files and start shaping up the shape of the car, you know? So little by little, you know, I'm also kind of rethinking like the doors too. I know I gave it like this little step right there for a cut. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to keep that or I'm going to just replace it. I still don't know. Right now, the focus is the roof. You know, I think once the car starts taking shape, then I'll have opportunity to create a rear style like tail light and, you know, some type of rear bumper. The same with the front. You know, I don't know if I'm going to end up honestly using the original housing for the model. I mean, I could, but if you think about it, if we're already going the custom route of using the custom parts, like why even put the original custom grill on there? Dang, I don't even have the chrome parts in here. Oh no, wait, here they are. Durr. I couldn't even see them. But anyway, so what I was trying to say is like this grill, like this is it's a original beautiful grill. But it's one of those things like, you know, I might want to switch that up and not actually use this. You know, maybe I'll grab the headlights or I'll grab a part from it or something and I'll have to switch it out, or I don't know. But like I said, it's just little by little as we go with this build. You know, it'll be kind of dictating the direction of like, all right, where's it gonna go for this car? Let's see. So let me close this up right here, and hang on real quick. Let me pull something out. Hang on. I'm gonna get. Here it is. All right. So let me get this little box here. This is my little box where I have styrene. Right here, there's some OG stickers right here from back then. We got one of Skeleton's old stickers, Slowly Models, like first sticker, Scale World. Oh, there's another one, Skeleton, like an OG one. And here's another Slowly Models, Vision 124. And then I remember this kid right here. We traded stickers many years ago, but he didn't build, I don't think he built model cars. He was more like 1/64 scale stuff. And then he was doing that for a minute, and then he just like disappeared from Instagram. I didn't see him anymore. And then, man, I can't remember his name, but this is a homie here from San Diego as well. And then we have Texas Scale Model Cars, another model builder from back then. Let's see. Let's open this up. Let's see what we got inside. So, yeah, these were like the old school infinity cutting mats that I remember using back then a lot. And at some point I was selling these a lot. Like this was like a hot seller back then. And I don't know what's up with this company. I mean, I used to buy from them a lot, but they ended up, I don't know. It was weird. Like whoever I spoke with, like the rep that I would speak with and do the buying from, super cool dude. And then I have a feeling they fired him or something, man. Because once that dude was gone, that was it. Like, I stopped buying from them. Like it was just weird. It was a weird interaction every time I like, try to link with them and do a transaction. I was like, man, what the hell? You guys are making it hard. All right, so I think we're gonna roll. Let me see. Let me pull this one aside. This is the 930, and then let's see this one, the 40. Oh, this is kind of thick, but we'll pull it aside. This is too thin. The 20. This is super thin stuff. This one here, and those are all my scraps. Look at that. This one here, this is a company called Wave, and they're used a lot. I mean, it's from Japan. It is used a lot for like Gundam model kits. Let's see the thickness in this real quick. And I mean, I bought this stuff because, I was like, during the time I was like, all right, I'm building Gundams, and if I'm gonna build Gundams, I gotta be like a Gundam nerd. A Gundam head, backpacker, like a hip hop backpacker. That's what I thought, but I only used it like a little bit. But now it's like whatever. All right, let's go. Let's see right here. So we got this sheet. Let's see if there's any scraps in here that will fall out, because sometimes I just toss stuff in there. Let's peep game. Nope, nothing. No scraps. All right. But why is this one in here? Damn, these two are thick. Uh-oh. Let's see what's going on here. I think those need to be over here. Oh yeah, this is super thick. All right. Because I need something that's going to be thick but not too much either. Because I need to kind of shape it. I think it's going to be this one. I think. Oh, there you go. Thought I didn't have a little piece, a little scrap. I do. So we'll probably rock that right there. For the... And it looks like a missing tooth. That's what's going on right there. All right, let's see. We're gonna get it cracking real quick right here. Let me... We got some tape. Let's see. Some tape. The Tamiya tape. Dang. All right, we're just gonna kind of eyeball it somewhat. Like we're gonna get a little marker or pen. We're just gonna mark it, and then we're gonna layer it over here. Then we're gonna cut the piece out and just kind of, you know, kind of fit it in there. But I need one more tool. Hang on. One more tool. All right, we got it. We got it. I'm gonna need this one here. All right. Let's see here. John, Paul, what up, man? What's up, dog? Bruce, what's up, Bruce? How you doing, man? We're right here. About to, let's see. Hopefully we do this the right way. We're going to find out right now. Let me mark it right here. Bam. All right. Let's see if the Gundam skills kick in. Nah. Let's see. All right. Here, we just go a little bit beyond. Right there. See the black line right there. Now we're going to do this side. I'm using putting my thumb underneath as support as I move this along right here. Oh, shoot. All right, cool. All right, so that's it. All right, let's see. So let me look at it like this. Let me point. Let me do a little arrow. And where I'm writing on it, that's the sticky side also, right there. That's the little sticky side right there. Let me see. Oh, nice. 3D printing some 29 Ford headlights. That's cool, man. All right. Let's see. We're gonna try to put it right here. All right, so let's take off the piece. Right there. We got the piece of tape. We flip it upside down. It's transparent. Right there. Oh, there you see it, but. And we're gonna put it just pretty much anywhere, really. Right there. No, wait, we're gonna waste material. Let's put it as closest to the edge. We're still gonna waste material, but it's all good. All right, see it right there? Sweet. All right, cool. So we're gonna get this. This is a God hand, not a nipper, but I guess it's like a scissor. But it's supposed to be, I guess for the, I don't know if we're calling it plow plate also, but yeah, just this stuff. Here, I'm just gonna wrap it around. All right, cool. Let me see how close I could get. So we're just gonna cut it right here. Yeah, and it cuts it like nothing. Like, look at that. It's pretty strong. And even the grip too has like a little rubbery side right there. This is another product that I carry as well. I don't have any right now though. I'm sold out, but I do carry them. And I don't know, man. I was telling my friend this the other day. Like, I have a habit of that happening to me. Whenever I'm using like the actual products, I don't have them. Like, I'm out of them. And then when I'm not using them, I have a bunch of them. And it's like, I can't even, like, I'm not doing anything. All right. So right now we're going to cut that little piece right here. We're going to get really close. But I don't know, man. I don't stress on that. It is what it is, you know. They're there, they're there. If they're not there, then they're not going to be there. I'm cutting this carefully. All right, cool. So now we got a little piece right here. I know there's going to be extra. Right here, let me turn this around. Hang on. There we go. Let me see. So we had a little arrow, right? That we drew in right there. Come on, camera. Now we're gonna turn it upside down like that. And then bam, right here. There we go. Right there. The tooth. All right. But here's another thing. The back part right there, right? So here, let's do this. Let's put a little piece of tape right here just to hold the part. It might fall, but let's see. All right. Right there, right? Just to kind of get the idea, you know. Obviously it's a flat part. So as you can see, it's not curved. So we're gonna have to bend it. But before we bend it, let's get our pen again and try to like just kind of mark it right here, so at least we kind of have an idea. Like it's supposed to end. Cut it somewhere around here, above the black line, right? Just above it. We could always file it, smoothing it out later. It's better to have a little bit extra edge as opposed to nothing, right? So that's where the tape helped, but we'll probably leave the tape right there. So then, let's see. So I need to bend this back part right here without breaking it, but just to kind of give it some shape right here. Another thing that could help is this. The pen. We got the trusty old pen. Here, we could kind of bend it just a little. It's just the back part, like right here, right? Kind of have it like this, and then let it go. And let's see here. Hold on. It's because I put it from the top. There we go. Okay. I just wanted to kind of touch the tape. All right, look at it now. See, it kind of dipped down a little bit more from the back. Obviously, we got to push this down. There we go. Watch, I'm going to go slow. Right there, all right? Boom. All right, now we're going to just cut it now. We're going to cut it above that little thing, and then we'll figure it out later. And let's see. The styrene scissors. Here we go. We're going to cut right here. Look at that. Boom, like nothing. All right, so now let's go back. Let's take off the tape now with the little arrow. It came in handy. Your job is done. You can go back now. Right there. Let's put this piece in here. All right. We just want a little bit of that curve action. And even if it sticks up a little more, that's okay. We're going to put glue for now just to reinforce it. Or to hold, I would say. Later, we'll put something a bit stronger as far as like the glue and then the putty and all that, you know. But we don't want to dive too deep into that right now, just because then I don't want to have clumps of glue and all that. I don't want to make those mistakes like back then, where I used to just pour tons of glue in there. And then I just have this big old glue problem right there. All right, so let's try to just line this up just a little bit better. And then we'll figure out as we go right here. Let's see. Let's do this better. Let me take off a little bit of that tape, because I think something's going to end up happening. I'm going to want to take off this tape, and I'm going to end up yanking the part out. And I think if I could just kind of, let me see. Let me just apply a little bit of glue right here. Just a little bit down. Doing it with my right hand. I'm not right-handed. I'm left, but it's all good. It's nothing crazy. And this is just liquid glue, you know, it's nothing serious. It's just for like this little quick little mock-up. Just kind of hold it in place for a little bit. Just kind of want to see where everything's at. Gonna compress the sides just a little bit, not too much. You also don't want to force it in too much. You want to kind of have it naturally kind of sit in there. Then let's do the inside. Yeah, once it's officially reinforced, like everything, shaped out and really nice and tight, then we could start cleaning a lot of this stuff up, filing it, sanding it with some sanding tools. All right, let's see. So far, I'm liking it so far. So we'll see. We'll see what goes on. Yeah, there we go. Let it pop up just a little bit. It's better that it pops up because I don't want it too sunken in either. And then later I gotta apply all kinds of stuff, you know, to raise it up. And that's like, nah. I don't want to do that. But yeah, I feel like once I apply this Tamiya epoxy putty, I'll be able to like get it in certain areas and stuff, and then it's gonna dry out. And then when I start getting back in there and like sanding it, it's gonna just solidify the whole thing right there, and it's gonna be a lot stronger. Even right here, like there's like some dips and stuff right here that I need to correct. I'm also thinking about filling in the trunk line, like filling all this in, and then creating my own trunk line. If I'm gonna do something more custom, I don't think I'm gonna use this original trunk line whatsoever. Just do something totally different right there. And yeah, you know, once this is like set, then obviously glue in all these sides right here, fill them in with putty as well, and kind of go from there. So we'll see what's up. Hey Rudy, what's up? How you doing? Thank you for joining. I'm hoping that today was the last day of rain. I have not checked the schedule, but man, it was cold today in here. I mean, it is right now. Right now it's chilling out because I got the little heater, but you know, it's one of those things. After it rains, man, it gets super cold over here. All right, let's see. So let's see. Let me do a little move. See how it this way, that way. All right, let me look. Let me stare at it straight ahead. Look at that right there. Looks pretty straight to me so far. Like, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to apply a little bit of this Tamiya extra thin glue in the back. And let's see, maybe this is how much weight I want on it. I don't want to push it down, but or maybe one more right here. Maybe like that. Not that bad. And I'm just gonna right here on the side, just so there's some type of contact there. And now the other side. Right there. I want some resistance. There you go. There you go. It's hard because of the camera here. Let me see. Maybe over here. You guys could see. Inside. Inside. There we go. Cool. Cool. Let's see. Hey, Edgar, I will call you tomorrow to drop off the materials we talked about. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'll hit you up tomorrow because I'll let you know like what time I head out tomorrow. But yeah, that sounds good. Thank you. Let's see. So I'm just kind of holding it just a little bit. This stuff doesn't take long to dry. It's really quick, but it's thin. So like in case of anything, I need to pop it off. I could always take it off, you know. But we just want a little bit of contact on here. They're starting to. It's not moving like before. It's wiggling a little bit, but it's starting to dry. It just smells. Smells like somebody painted their nails. There we go. Cool. So there's still a gap, like right there. Those are those little areas that I'll be filling in with the putty, right there. Cool. Yeah, back then when I was wanting to learn how to, or just wanting to do a chop top, I was like, all right, I think the way I do it is I just like cut the pieces I want and just push it down, and that's it. And later I started to notice that that wasn't the case. Like when you do that, a lot of the times the roof is just gonna fall right through the body. And depending on the type of carpet, sometimes you gotta whiten it. You know, you gotta whiten out the piece. And I'd be like, oh wait, what's going on? And that took time. And then I had to read like magazines and certain things regarding that. So then eventually I was just like, oh, okay. I kind of get it. Because I wasn't doing it right. I'm still learning as I go, you know, with each chop that if I ever want to do one. But I'm not as intimidated as before. Before I used to be like, oh man, I don't want to ruin the model. You know, now it's like pretty chill now. It's just like, all right, how are we going to pull this off? And let's just kind of go for it, you know, and see what's up right there. But you know what? I think we're gonna have to throw this on, dude. Let's open this up. Let's see what's up right here. This let me see. Let's open this up. I think I opened it from this side. Hopefully it didn't dry or go bad. That would suck. Because I did end up putting it in little plastic bags after. Because I wasn't sure. You know, it comes, here we go. See, a little sandwich bag. Right there. All right, cool. So it's a two-part. You get this piece. Oh, sorry. These two pieces right here. And you got to mix them in. They got to be cut evenly together. And they, you can go ahead and see, like right here in the example, they show you cut them out with the scissors. You start to knead them, or, you know, mix them in together. And then over time, you know, these are things you could do. If you're into figurines, you could do the little helmets, the vest, all that. You know, you're working on a car, you want to do a wide body. You could do the wide bodies right there as well. Military stuff. And they give you those examples right there of how you could fill in. You could use water as well. And I think this one is, so this is the quick type. So I think this is 12 hours, I want to say, as dry time. There's another one I have that it takes, no, wait, this one's 6 hours. Okay, so the other one's the 12-hour one then. There's one in like a purple box. That's the one that takes a bit longer to do right there on the other one. But we're gonna use this one. This is the one. Look, tomorrow I'm gonna be busy. Gonna be busy my family and stuff, and I won't be here live, you know, unless I get here early, you know, but I doubt it. I'm pretty sure we're gonna come back home late. I'm gonna be tired and everything, and you know, so it's better for me to do it now. Let's go ahead and just like start messing with this right now, and then this way I could just let it dry until the next time I want to play with it. You know, it's already like pretty set. So let's see here. How are we gonna do this? We got the two pieces right here. Let me grab some tape real quick so I could clean this up after. I'm pretty sure I have to do this here on the table. Last time I did it, I think I ended up making a mess on the mat. We'll put one more piece. So this way, when I'm done, I could just like take this off and throw it away. All right, cool. We need the The knife, of course. We need a knife. 2 parts. Let me see what else. I know I'm gonna need water, so I'll probably pour some water in a little bowl right here, right there. All right, let's put this stuff away. I don't need this right now. Let's get this stuff out of the way too. Stuff looks like gum. So I'm just gonna cut, man, like a nice little chunk like this. I think like this, dog, like this. You know what? In the example they showed scissors, but I don't have scissors that I want to sacrifice with putty right now. Get it all sticky, you know? So we're just gonna use this knife, because I could always throw away the blade if anything, right? Oh, but you know what? I use this blade right now for this one. I better use another knife for the other one, because I don't want to cross-contaminate. Next thing you know, that whole part's all hard or whatever. Or am I just being a little too much right there? All right, let's put this one back. Yeah, they're still soft, so that's a plus. The bags did their job. No air got in here, so we're good. Let's see. So this one has to match. It has to be the same size, I guess. Yeah, let me see. I might just have to kind of layer it, eyeball it like this. Yeah, I wish I would have had this stuff back then. I used to see it a lot online, and some of the experienced Gundam builders would be rocking this stuff, but I couldn't get my hands on it, man. I just couldn't. And then finally, I was able to get it. So now we got it, and just been kind of saving this for the right occasion. Man, I swear this stuff looks like gum. Let's put it back in this bag. Yeah, I think when I'm done, I'm going to have to wash my hands, because this stuff's going to get sticky. Here, let me get I'm going to go grab a little spray bottle real quick too, because I know I'm going to need it. Here we go. Damn, this thing's sticky, bro. Look at this. It's like I'm touching bubble gum. Damn, I need to go get water. Hang on. This thing's sticky. All right, I'll be back. Let me go grab it. Okay. Just put a little bit of water in this thing right here. Just a little bit. I don't need a lot. I'm just gonna wet my fingers real quick, like, just so, because I already know this stuff's gonna get everywhere. All right, cool. So we got 2 parts. And then we're gonna do the twist right here. Get them mixed in together. One thing I will say, this stuff does not smell. That's a plus right there. Now the stickiness went away. It's not so sticky. We just gotta really, really mix this all in. Oh, that's the word, taffy. You're right. Get some more water in here with my fingers. So this way I don't get it all stuck to my hands, because, yeah, it sucks. Here, maybe I'll just touch the water a little. There you go. So you can still see some of the white, some of the orange. It's going to be more like a light color, like a tan kind of color. Look at this. You can like eat this. Damn, that song. The Laffy Taffy. The Laffy Taffy. No. All right, cool. Yeah, it's not so sticky, but it is like, you know what just reminds me of too is that, what is it? They used to sell at the grocery store. It's like a red, I don't know if it was called putty. Looked like a little egg. You open it up and it was like pink and you could just like mess with it. That's what it kind of feels like too. Silly putty. There you go. That stuff. Do they still sell that stuff? I have not seen that. I used to see it all the time at like Thrifty, a Rite Aid, and all these places and grocery stores, and then I don't see them anymore. All right, cool. So, yeah, I think, look at the color, how it changed. There we go. All right, cool. So I think that should be good right there. I don't think I need to be adding any more water or whatever, but let me see. See, so this stuff, you could like stretch it. You could get it really, like really thin, flat or whatever. And yeah, like if you start, like, just get it like the thinnest, right? So it starts to fill in areas. Here, let's see. I'm going to be careful when I'm touching this stuff, because if I get it on my thumbs and all that, let's see. Is it going to stick? What's going on? Let me see. Maybe I need to layer it like this. Trying to remember, how did I do it last time? See, it's sticking to my hands. Let me get water. Hang on. Let me get some water. Probably need to move fast. Hold on. What's going on? Yeah, this stuff got like sticky to my fingers. Maybe my fingers need to be dry. I mean, they need to be wet, not dry. Opposite. Okay. I'll put more water and I'll move it around. But for now, I just kind of want to kind of put it on here. Kind of stretch it out just a little bit. Have it make contact, and I'll put more water, because what's gonna happen is you don't want to leave too many clumps, because once this thing hardens up, damn dude, you're gonna be doing tons and tons and tons of sanding. There we go. I'm sure somebody that uses this all the time is like, what the hell is he doing, bro? You're doing it all wrong, bro. Oh, I know, right? Using that, it probably is cheaper. Yeah, I'm going to keep stretching it, and then I'm going to rip some pieces off, because then it's going to be too thick. I just wanted to, like, fill in some of the areas right here. Oh, man. Come on, man. I feel like I'm giving you guys a bad example right now. All right. Let me set this down. Okay, like right here, it's already... I'm digging how this is going right here. Right here looks messy, but we'll even it out. We got time. This stuff ain't gonna dry right away, so that's another thing right now. We got time. And I still haven't busted out any of the tools yet that I'm gonna use. Right now I'm just kind of spreading it right quick. And then once it starts to kind of kind of dry. We're gonna start busting out them tools and filling in some of the areas right here. I think that could be also an alternative, Armando, like sanding it, scuffing it down, and then you know, coming in and cleaning that up and then putting it on, or even, I don't even think if you clean it, I think you should be fine. It's just this stuff feels funny, like when you're working with it right now, like when I'm messing with it, feels kind of funny, but we'll get it out. So I'm trying to do like a thin little line, just so I could start putting it like right here, right? Stretching it. But hold on, see, this thing's fighting me, because right when I'm gonna apply it, it gets really like sticky. Here, hold on. Maybe I need to just keep it wet and then apply it, and then I'll smoothen it out. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we got that right there. Let's do the other side. Just put this back together right here. Let's see. Yeah, that would make sense, like what you're saying about the rough surface, because then it's more, it starts to fill in those teeth in there. Okay. I'm just kind of setting it up so this way when I file, I'll be able to like shape this with my files as I'm going. And I'm going to put a little bit on the inside too. Both ends. What up, Kevin? How you doing, man? Thanks for stopping through. Yeah, man. Just playing around right now with some putty. Right quick. Just trying to solidify this thing. Okay, we got that one in there. Another little piece. I'll try the sanding in a little bit right now. I'll because I'm gonna put some on the right here on this area, and I know it'd probably be better if I scuff that down. Cool. Ah, come on, man. Yeah, when I used it last time, I used it on seats. It was really easy to apply. This is the first time I'm using it on this, like on a body, you know, so I'm learning right here with you guys. It's all good. Figuring it out. We're figuring it out. Let me see. All right, cool. Cool. Got that right there. All right, let's play with this. With this stuff. Stuff's everywhere, man. Let me see here. See if I'm able to cut it. See if it works cutting it. Nope. Doesn't even cut it that good. I was visualizing myself cutting it like a nice little cut, cutting little strips. But nope, it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna have to manually just be applying it on here. All right, we'll leave it like that. With my fingers again over here. I said, yep, I'm gonna have to probably wash my hands later. After. I know, right? That would suck if it shrinks. Well, like Bondo, this stuff doesn't. This stuff is pretty solid. The way it holds on there. Here, let me. I did say I was gonna scuff this down on this other part, so let's do that. With here, let's do the 240 right here on this part. Because I know right here, there's like some dips right here that I need to address. All right. I think that's it. Right there. I feel like I hear a dog. Or maybe it's a coyote. I heard something squealing. SV. This is too thick. I want it to be thin. Like a thin layer. Oh, come on, thing. Yeah, whenever I'm done with going live here, a lot of the times I'm going to sleep, and then on my camera I start to see like the wildlife comes up, passing by, and it's like 3 in the morning. I'm like, dude, you're waking me up, bro. Like, what the hell? But that's what they're doing. They're cruising through. Let's put a little piece right here. Right there. Tomorrow I'm getting another magazine in the mail. Another old school magazine from back in the day. I think it's also from the 60s. I'm very excited about flipping through, checking out, kind of seeing what was going down. You know, I'm pressing this down. Yeah, there's a lot of them that have a lot of George Barris features and tutorials and stuff, and it just makes me think like, man, he was very involved with a lot of these magazines and really promoting model building in that time. And I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of it also had to do too promoting the sales with his model cars he did with AMT. Cool. And then let me see. I'm gonna add some more to some areas, and then I'm gonna clean my hands, and then I'm gonna get like some tools real quick to kind of shape it. I kind of want to let it dry just a little bit, not too much, because it does look kind of wet right here right now from my point of view. I don't know if you guys could see it on your point of view, but on mine right now it looks kind of wet. Cool. Let's take that off. Don't need that. Let me rub this down. Take off all the excess that I don't need because it's too thick. Right there. There we go. There we go. Move that right here. Bam. Almost getting there. I'm just using my thumb to press things down because if not, I'm going to be left over with a lot of putty on here. And I'm up to sand all that. It's going to be like rock hard. And I'm just going to kind of shaping it just a little with my fingers so it comes off. Bam. Okay. I'm gonna grab something real quick to try to dry the water that I have on it. Drano looks kind of crazy. A lot of stuff in here. Okay. Yeah, I think I mixed a little too much because now I'm left over with a big glob that I don't think I'm going to use. Here, let me put a piece in here. A little one, half of this. I'll put that one right here. Fill in this little area right here. So I'll need to shape that as well as I go. I think as time passes also it starts to obviously harden up, but at that point it starts to give you that opportunity to kind of, like right now, it's starting to feel a little better now. It's not fighting me. Like in the beginning, as you guys saw, sticking to my fingers all crazy. It's starting to kind of grip to whatever kind of area I put it in. But there is some parts right here I need to add a little more just to rise it up because I ended up cutting back something right here, this little piece. So let me fix this right here, this little area, and then I'll file all that off and clean it up. Better than, you know, later having to put like styrene or whatever, because then you kind of have to guess it. And at least right now I could just toss this in here, let it just chill right there, and then once it's all dry, I can always cut it with a knife and then file it, shape it up, and we'll be good right there. So it's better just to have more right there. There we go. And I got to be careful too not to get any on the body, because if this stuff hardens up on the body, then more work. Okay, that's cool right there. Now the other side, there's like a little piece right there that's missing when I cut the original piece off. So let's go ahead and dig in there and try to fit something in there. There you go. And we'll shape that out later. Cool. this stuff sticking right here to the body. Just putting water to remove it. All right, so that's done right there. This part right here. All right. Let me get rid of this right now. I think that's it. I think I could just work with what's already in there. I don't need any more of this stuff, but let me clean my hands. Just spraying water. Let me go get a towel. Hang on. Hold on. I'm almost there, guys. Damn. Just trying to get this stuff out of my fingers. All right. I think this will be fine. All right, cool. So let's see, this is all trash. And then I'm going to take this out too because I am not going to be using this no more. This can go away. I don't want it to get on anything. Let's put that in there, get this out of the way. All right, cool. So let's see here. Let me grab this little and just dab it real quick, just so I could kind of touch up wherever there's water. There we go. Let's get some of this. Just throw it in back in that little thing. Little trash bin now. Don't need that. Shape this in right here too. Look at this mess. It's too much. Put too much. Get some water in this thing. There we go. Starting to kind of form a little. I'm not gonna hit it too much just because I want it to dry. But I do want it to make contact with the area and save myself some time when it's gonna come down to the sanding later. When I revisit the car. That's for sure. I'm just pressing down and kind of moving things around, kind of filling in those little areas. I'm gonna pull this back a little, just so I could cut off all that excess that I probably don't even need. And just shape out those low areas. I'll check the chat in a bit. I'm just staring at the car. I'm not staring at the screen right now. Cool. All right. So that side's done. Well, not done, but so far we're kind of shaping it right here. Let's see this side. Just kind of just press it down for now. And then right here, there's a lot. There's a lot of material right here. Gotta kind of clump some of this out. Put a little too much. There we go. Let's knock it down. There we go. Yeah, it's satisfying once it dries and you start to sand it, file it down. You really start to get that shape. It just looks cool. When I used to see some of these dudes modifying their Gundam figures, I used to be like, wow, look at what they're adding to it, you know? And then they would file everything down and just shape it. And I used to be like, what? That's how they do it? What? I need to get that stuff. But I never got the stuff. Let me wet this a little. Okay. So I'll leave that. I'm just kind of pressing it just a little bit. Bam. A lot of excess right there. Some more water. Some more water. Let's see. Yeah, I can't wait to primer this too once it's all shaped up, sanded. I'm just in the zone right now, guys. Just focus on this thing, trying to get it done. Okay. Let me see, there's a little piece that fell. Oh, it came from in here. I was putting pressure from my finger. All right, let's see, guys. I'm almost done. Just trying to fix some areas where it's kind of lifting a little, but we're getting it there. I don't even know how many minutes it's been since I started working it right now, but little by little, like it said, 6 hours. So we still got time for it to dry, you know. The countdown. Oop, I feel like I'm moving it too fast for you guys right here. Yeah, when I did the seats for the Corvair, I ended up using this stuff in there too. Flatten this. Okay. Yeah, I think this should be good. Cause it's not gonna be like super smooth. That's like for, you know, later once I get down to business with the filing and the sanding. That's when the fun starts. That's when you start getting sore thumbs. The joints start to hurt. All the repetition of back and forth, you know. Yeah, once you start doing that, then that's when it sucks. Nah. Okay. Yeah, I think this is as good as it's gonna get until it starts to dry, and then I'll revisit this. If not tomorrow, I'd probably Sunday night. You know, if I jump in here at nighttime, I'm gonna bust it out, show you guys how it dried, and I might just start messing with it, like start fixing some things on it. There we go. Cool. All right, that part's right there. Let me just smooth this out a little right here. Right there. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I got the little excess off. Perfect. Okay. Cool. Let me see if I put it away. Let me just fill it out, and whatever rubs out, then it won't be on the body. There we go. Go. So right now I'm just rubbing a little bit from certain areas just to get whatever excess that is not sticking there or shouldn't be there, kind of getting it off. So this way I don't have to deal with that later. And then the rest just kind of stays. There you go. That was like a little clump right there. Cool. Come on. My finger freaking touched this thing. It came off. Come on. Come on, man. Come on. There we go. Just need to put a little bit of water. All right, cool. That's it. We're leaving this one alone right there. We'll mess with it later once this thing dries, because keep messing with it. Here, I'm just wetting my hands right now. I'm trying to get some of this stuff off. Not until I go back in the pad is when I'll be able to really wash my hands. Right there. Let me see. Let me see. Tomorrow, or see, I'm back in the chat right now. Brian, and I got Fuse Motor Car Garage Saturday night. Nah, man, I'm gonna be busy tomorrow. Doing a family birthday party that I'm going to. So I don't think I'll be live tomorrow. Because when I get back, I still gotta drive kind of far, so I'm pretty sure when I get back I'm gonna be tired. and just kind of want to chill out. So if anything, I'll probably jump, I'll probably come back to this car Sunday night. Almost likely we'll start, checking it out, seeing where I left off and stuff like that. But for now, I'm just leaving it like this. So here we go. Let's get this little kind of a close up. I don't think it's going to focus because all these things are on here on the table. There we go. He's like, what's going on? So I put right there on the sides, on the roof, in the back, right there as well. And then all right there. So it does look messy, and that's okay. What's going to happen is once this all dries, especially right here, these areas, I will be getting a file and a tool with like a shape, which I'll be like just digging in there and start just shaping it, cleaning it all up and stuff. Right here too, there was like some areas where there was like sink marks, so I'm gonna just be able to like sand it and give it that curvature right there. The same with like the roof. Once this is dry, I'm gonna clean the edges all around and then start to shape up the roof right there, shooting it back, so once that's a bit more solid, and then later I'll get some like CA glue in here and stuff just to fill it in just a little bit, reinforce it just a bit more, and kind of just go from there. If I need to cut anything out, then I'll get the hobby knife and just cut it out, and I should be fine right there. It's very sticky. You do need water, especially for your hands, because it gets really sticky and messy, and now it's starting to kind of harden up. I could feel it right now as I'm touching it, but that's what it is on that. I'll put all that stuff away, and yeah, that's the Tamiya Epoxy putty right there. Boom, let's check it out real quick. Here, let me throw these in here, dude, because I don't want them to dry out or anything, Oh, let's see. Let's close this right here. Yeah, so that's all the fun with this putty stuff, It could get a bit messy, but once it dries and once you get it going, you guys will see later, kind of like what's kind of going down with it right there. Get the paper out. But yeah, I'm gonna throw this back in here, this packaging. Keep it in a nice cool area until the next time when I'll need it. It'll come through right there. And let's see what else. I also need to for the Corvair, I need to start finishing up the seats. I don't want to touch them right now because I was touching this other stuff. I'll leave them on here. But I do need to finish up the seats, especially these. The back part's like flaked, so when I take all this off, I might put some, what do you call it, the mirror finish around the seats, just so this way it has a separation of the the flake and the pearl in the front right there, just so it looks a little bit more classy in there. And once I mock everything up, I'm gonna see how it goes with it. I might end up maybe adding some pearl fades or something inside the interior. I know right now it looks super hot pink, but I might end up using a little bit of this just to like dust some areas on here, like some type of a fade and stuff, and just see how it goes right there. And but yeah, it should be coming together. I'm very, very excited with the way that's gonna end up working out and stuff. But But yeah, there's a lot of things that are. This is a future project. You know, there's gonna be a lot of things that are gonna kind of come together. You know, once I start to shape it all out and get it all sanded in, and I have to start looking at what kind of combinations of like bumpers and also front like headlights and all that configuration I could add from it. So I'm gonna look through my parts bins and kits and just see what else I have, you know, from all the other stuff that I have out there, you know, just so this way I can start to do mock-ups and stuff. And I probably would have to glue some more styrene like to it in here, you know, probably create a housing for it and kind of see how, you know, even for the back, how everything goes like with it, you know. So we'll see what's up right there with that part. And let me see what else. There's other models that I have in the stash that are over there that, you know, I had started a long time ago, like projects that are just in the primer stage. They were customized as well for custom builds, and I just kind of took them away, you know. So it might be the time too to come back and revisit those builds as well. I might end up doing something like that with those cars just to get it going, you know, and seeing like what's up with that. So the Corvair, I just need to add some more effects to the body, re-clear it. That'll be done. The glass, I need to cut a strip of the bottom of the glass. The glass is too big from the bottom part. I need to cut that out. So once I cut that piece out, then it's just going to be, you know, doing a couple more fades on the interior with pearl, and just so this way I have a mix of flake, candy, and like somewhat of a glow with the pearl as well, and start to kind of put that together. I might even actually put like a pink LED in there too. I've been thinking about putting a light inside of the interior of the car, just so this way, you know, it looks somewhat inviting inside, you know, like somebody leaving the car on, you know, in there. So I might have to do something like that, but we'll see, you know, we'll see when the time comes. Well, you know, when that starts to kind of come together. And, you know, the Barracuda's chilling right here too. That's also another one that I need to revisit. With that one, I need to touch up a couple of areas with paint. And then once I touch that up, I need to re-clear the car. And, you know, it's just assembly. There's not a lot of parts that come with that car. So it should be pretty chill working with that one right there. And, but yeah, this is kind of one of the main things I wanted to tackle was this car right here. And, you know, I could see it starting to dry up a bit, you know, but it's going to take time. It's going to take some time. And, you know, I would say like by Sunday, I'll come back to it, revisit it, and shape things up. But hey guys, I'm going to take off. It's going to be midnight pretty soon. And, you know, I got to get ready for tomorrow. I know I got to get up early, do all that stuff, and, you know, got to get ready to head out. So I'll let you guys go, and thank you guys for watching. Sunday, I'll most likely be back, you know, like I said, like working. But yeah, tomorrow I'll just be kind of chilling and stuff like that. I got to go chill out with the fam. So we'll see what's up. But man, it's freaking cold in here too. It got that little heater did the thing though. I mean, it did warm it up a bit in this little section. But what's in front of me, I feel like that cold air and everything, you know. But we'll see what's up. But yeah, I'll let you guys go. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, guys. So have a good night or a good day, depending where you're at. So we'll talk to you guys soon. All right. Peace out, fellas. Later. Thank you.